Hello, everybody. Just decided I'd go live while I was sitting here waiting. I'm in the middle of a video for tomorrow, so everything's in the crock pot. Now I gotta wait till like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock before I can even think about eating it or tasting it. So I decided I'd go live while I waited, see if there's anybody else out there. Just making sure my settings are correct. We'll see if anybody or anything shows up. You'll probably hear my AC running. You'll hear my exhaust fan running because I've got the crock pot sitting on the stove and I've got the exhaust fan going behind the stove so it'll pull that hot air out of here. I usually go live at 3 o'clock and I'm late today. It's 4:30. But that'll be all right. Yeah, that sound in the background is pretty bad. Let me turn that exhaust fan off just a second. Because the central air, I think, is enough. I don't think we need the exhaust fan running at the same time, so I'll turn that back on later. Let me bring my chat up and see if there's anybody in the house. Bring live chat up. Got 16 watching for some reason. I don't know why. I look like heck today because I don't have any makeup on. I did at least turn the overhead light off so it didn't make me look so much like a ghost. And I'm hoping that I don't look too bad on the camera. $22 watching, but nobody's in live chat yet. I guess nobody's going to want to come in live chat, huh? Y'all, I'm up to 9,009 over 900 subscribers. I'm almost at 10,000, y'all. Woohoo! We're going to have a live party when I hit 10,000. Yeah, and this bright light on the laptop is not helping the way this camera keeps focusing. I can't even talk. Oh my goodness. I wasn't trying to be fancy with my hair. I've just had it up all day, pulled back tight, working with the food and getting everything in the crock pot, and I just took it down to kind of relax my head a little bit. Sometimes it'll give you a headache wearing your hair pulled up all the time. Oh, we got CenturyLink. No, CenturyLink. Hello, CenturyLink. You must be a new subscriber. I don't remember seeing you before. Oh, you're in Arizona and it's rainy there. Well, it's not been rainy here. The sun's been out most of the day, but it's been kind of overcast off and on. You know, the sun will be hidden for a few minutes and then all of a sudden it peeks out again. But we didn't have any rain. We've had rain over the last few days, but not today. Elaine Dickinson, hello. You deserve this. You work really hard. Yeah, I go live just to relax and take a break. Yeah, I did 2 videos earlier. And finally, when I started doing the second one, I got everything in the crock pot and got it set. So now you just have to wait the 3 or 4 hours until it's done. So I won't go back on the video until the 3 or 4 hours is up. Scotty Cargo. You're a new subscriber. I don't remember that name. Scotty Cargo. Hello, Scotty. Where are you from, Scotty? I know Elaine is from, CenturyLink is from Arizona. What part of Arizona, CenturyLink? My oldest brother lives in Tucson right now. He moved there from New York several years ago. The ham. I don't understand the ham. Oh, Birmingham. Birmingham, Alabama. I didn't know what you meant. I didn't realize they call Birmingham ham or the ham. Well, welcome from Birmingham, Alabama. Elaine is, I know, from England. Welcome from England. Mrs. Myers is here. Roll Tide. I don't know what roll tide is. I live on the lake. We don't have tides out here. We just have low water and high water. If we have a severe drought, the water gets real low, and if not, it's pretty high. I aged trivia with all y'all once many months. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. You played trivia with us. Yeah, we haven't played trivia in a couple of weeks now. We may get back to it. I don't know. I think most people are kind of played out on it. They're used to all of the games that I've got, so they know most of the answers. And when they answer so many of the questions, I can't keep up with the score for everybody. How's Mrs. Meyer today? You had a blast? Well, we might do it again. We've been taking a break from the trivia too, but we may get back at it. Red Doll Sconeford. I don't know who you are, but welcome. I don't remember seeing that name in the chat before either. You may be a new subscriber. Or you might have been one of the silent viewers that never came into chat before, maybe. I don't know. But welcome. I'm glad you're here. How's the weather in England today, Elaine? Oh, okay. Roll Tide is an Alabama football battle cry. I didn't know that. And Mrs. Myers doing good. She's kind of lazy, cooking for the first part of the week. How are you doing? I'm just taking a break. I did 2 videos this morning, or part of a video this afternoon. Crock pot cooking, and I've got my crock pot on. Now I got to wait the 3 or 4 hours before I can finish the video. Give it time to cook. Scotty says, good day, Miss Elaine, jolly of England. Oh, it's really windy and rainy? Oh, I don't mind the rain. I don't like the heavy wind and stuff that comes with it sometimes. I wish I could do something about this lighting. I don't like the lighting in here. But I could have moved to the other room, I guess. Maybe next time I go live, I'll move to the other room. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I was interested to see who would come in this late. I usually go live at 3 o'clock on Sundays, but because of trolls getting so bad, I stopped coming in at the exact times anymore. I've got me some lemonade here. Mrs. Meyer made her a crock pot taco casserole and ate on it for days. Oh, I know, but it's so good. I made a taco, what was it? Taco soup? Taco something. I don't remember what I called it, well, what they call it, but it was so good. But it had so much heavy cream and stuff in it. Oh, it was making me sick after I ate it because I'm allergic to that heavy cream and the whole milk and all that kind of good stuff. So that's one reason I try to pick recipes that don't call for heavy milk or cream or any of that stuff. Chris says, sounds good. Well, I'm cooking something good right now, but I'm not telling you what. You'll have to watch the video tomorrow to see what it is. Elaine is in Lancashire Northwest. Lancashire, Casher. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Agree, I'm omitted the cream and did 4 ounces of cream cheese. I never thought of that, Mrs. Meyer. Substituting the cream for cream cheese? The cream cheese doesn't seem to bother me, but that heavy whipping cream and stuff, the whole milk and all that, it makes me sick. I mean, I love the food you cook with it, and I eat it if I'm doing a video on it, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be throwing up later because it upsets my stomach. Yes, England is a beautiful country. My mom had allergies too, so I cooked basically like my mom did without the creams and all that stuff because we couldn't eat it. But I love cheese. I can eat any kind of cheese. Cream cheese I love. It doesn't bother me. It melts and you can't tell the difference. Well, thank you so much for that tip, Mrs. Meyer. I'm going to try that next time I do a dish that calls for heavy cream. I'm going to substitute with the cream cheese and see what happens. I bet it's just as good, probably better. And there's Chill. Hey, Chill. Did you deep fry that scorpion? No, I didn't. I killed that sucker and got rid of him. No, to put it mildly, his butt is history. I've been stung on one of those. I got out of my bed at night, turned around and put my feet on the floor, and when I went to stand up and completely put my left foot on the floor, no, it was my right foot, I stepped on the scorpion, and he stung me up the bottom of my heel. And it felt like, oh my God, it felt like somebody took a scalding hot dagger right out of the fire and rammed it up my foot to my knee, because that's how bad it burnt and it hurt. And it gave me almost like flu symptoms. You know how when you get real sick with the flu and you start getting better, but you're real shaky and nervous and weak feeling? Well, that's how it made me feel for 2 whole weeks. I mean, finally my leg quit hurting. You know, it's a agonizing pain when you're first stung, but it doesn't last too awfully long. I mean, it lasted long enough. But yeah, the sickness I got from the venom, I wasn't throwing up or anything. It just made you feel like you were coming off a real bad flu case where you were just feeling real weak and shaky and that type of thing. I really didn't have an appetite to eat during that time, but it lasted for 2 weeks. I was married at the time, and I told my husband because I screamed. He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I just got stung." And you could see the scorpion was still on the floor. And he said, "Oh, well, you'll be okay." And he rolled over and went back to sleep. How did he know that was not a deadly scorpion, or how allergic I might have been to the venom, you know? Because some of these scorpions will kill you. And I found out later that this is one that is highly venomous. It's one of the tan ones that we mostly have in this area. But some of the darker ones are deadly to some people. But there's only been 2 cases of death, I think, in Texas, in this area, since 1968 from a scorpion sting. But they advise, you know, if you get stung by a scorpion, don't guess at it. Just go to get medical help. And when my husband realized that I got stung by a scorpion, "Oh, you'll be all right. You'll be all right." So I never went to the hospital, you know, no emergency room, no doctor, no nothing. I just suffered through for 2 weeks, and finally I was better. But you know, I could have died. It's like, okay, I can't wait to see what you do if you get stung, you know? But we've been divorced many, many years, so he's not around anymore. Yeah, they hurt terribly, Roger. Oh my God. Like I said, it didn't feel like a sting. It felt like literally somebody held my leg up and put a dagger to the heel of my foot and just hammered down a steel rod that was scalding hot up my leg. And it burnt right up to my knee, my kneecap. That was the worst hurt sting I have ever had in my life. I mean, that was worse than any bee sting or any yellow jacket, or what do you call those other things? They look like dirt daubers. There's some of them that'll sting you. I got stung, a wasp. I got stung by one of them one time and my wrist swelled up real bad. And it hurt. Oh, but it didn't hurt anything like that scorpion sting. You know, though, they don't usually sting you. I mean, unless they feel threatened or you bump into them like I did. I stepped on him. What do you expect a scorpion to do if you step on him? He's going to sting you. The only thing is, I didn't know he was there. You know, I would not have stepped on him if I knew the scorpion was on the floor. Oh, I've had him get in my bed, on my pillow. I went in the bathroom to take a bath at times, and they're in the bottom of the bathtub. They come up your drain pipes more than anything. So usually I'll find them in the bathtub or a bathroom sink or the kitchen sink where this one was this morning. That's the first one I've seen in the house in a long, long time. And I hope I don't see any more. Usually they pretty much stay outside. And usually if I pick up a rock or something, I might see one underneath it and he'll run off. Unless I can kill him first. But usually I don't see him unless they're outside. And there's Abdel. Hello. I can't pronounce your whole name, so I'm just going to say Abdel. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. We just had a scorpion in the house this morning, which Made my day. How are you doing, Abdel? Yeah, I don't want to be stung again. I usually shake my shoes out before I put them on. My boots, I'll put them upside down and shake them and hit on them, to make sure there's nothing in my boots or my lace up shoes. But no lie, I want to tell you, I went to bed one night. I had the sheets and everything turned back. I flipped off the light, got in bed, and my favorite way to sleep is on my left side. And I'll put this hand like under my pillow, and I'll take this hand and I lay it up on the pillow beside my face or beside my head like this. Oh my God. I got in there that night. I laid my hand on that pillow, getting ready to go to sleep, and I felt something brush the side of my wrist. Didn't sting me, but I felt it barely brush me. I jumped up, flipped on the light, and there was a scorpion on my pillow. Yeah, go figure that. How would you like to lay down in a scorpion in your bed? I got rid of him. And then one other time that happened, and when I realized the scorpion was on the pillow, I just did my hand with a brushing move and went like this, laying down. And then I got up, turned the light on, and I took that bed apart trying to find him. Couldn't find him nowhere. I made the bed back up, left the light on, laid down, and when I looked up, there he was on the ceiling. When I did this number, with my hand on the pillow and flipped him straight up, he ended up on the ceiling. Well, I went and got the broom. I got him down and I killed him, got rid of him. So, scorpions are nothing new here. People see them all the time, either in their yard or in their house. You just hope you don't get stung. Hi, Tamara. How are you doing? Yeah, but all the years I've lived here since 1978 that I've lived in Texas, I've seen scorpions off and on. Sometimes they're dead ones, because they'll get in your kitchen cabinet. They'll get in a bowl or a cup. They can't get out. And if you don't take that cup or bowl out pretty regularly, he might stay in it till he dies. And I've reached up there to get a coffee cup or a bowl that sometimes I don't use all the time, and there'll be a dead scorpion in it. I mean, it's nothing unusual. I just hope I don't get stung again. But I've lived here since 1978. Seen many scorpions off and on throughout the years. I've only been stung one time. And that was the time he stung me up the heel of my foot. We got Vegan Lady. Monty Goes Boom. Ma Sokolis. Oh, you love Scorpions, the music band? Well, that's okay. I don't mind the Scorpion, the band, but I don't want live critter scorpions in my house. I'm going to be checking my bed tonight before I crawl in it. I'm going to make sure there's no scorpions in there. But yeah, usually scorpions and snakes are basically the same way. They're not going to attack you or sting you or bite you unless you're threatening them, or unless you bump into them, or they feel like they're threatened, and then they will. Your goodness protects you. I don't know about that. But I can't. I tell you, I came in the kitchen and started putting me a pot of coffee on and all that to get started and get woke up this morning, and there was that scorpion in the bottom of my sink. I said, holy crap. Just what I needed today, a scorpion. But like I said, he's history. I'm not going to worry about that one anymore. I don't know about any others. But where you see one, there's others. You know that. Oh, I'm fine, vegan lady. I didn't get stung by that scorpion or anything, but it was a shock. I wasn't expecting to see one in my sink this morning. I said, well, thank God you're in the sink and you didn't get in my bed. And people have a misconception about scorpions. They don't usually want to come in your house. If there's rocks and stuff out in the yard that they like to stay in, they don't come in your house usually. But unfortunately, in this area, a lot of people still have the old septic systems, and I do. They don't have the new, really closed-in type septic tanks and lines and all that. And if you have the older septic tank, the least little crack in that tank or the top will let a scorpion in. And they'll get in your septic tank and they'll come up your lines. They'll come up the drain pipe. And that's how they come into my house usually. It's through the drains. A lot of times I've kept stoppers in the drain, you know, to keep anything from crawling up out of it. But I started getting lazy about doing that. I haven't been putting the stoppers in the sinks. I guess I'm going to have to start back doing it again. Yeah, I squashed that one, Tamara. I squashed his butt. I made a scorpion splatter out of him. I got to get over here and get my cough drops. I definitely made a splatter out of that scorpion. Well, you know, I've never seen one in the toilet. But that don't mean I won't. But they usually come up the pipelines when the pipes dry out. You know, not when, because there's water that's constantly in the commode all the time. So that might be one reason they don't come up into the commode. Because when you're not using the sinks at night, you know, when you're sleeping, that's when they come up the drain pipes into your bathtub, your sinks. I went in the spare bedroom one time. I don't even know what I was doing, and there was one in the sink there. Killed him as well, but that was a year or so ago. I got a little bit more sleep last night than the night before, but I still look like death's door. No makeup. I look pale as a ghost. Oh no, I forgot to turn my my notifications off on my phone, on the camera. So y'all are going to hear the boop, 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 boop. As long as I don't get the strobing flashlights again, I'll be happy. But you know, it seems like after you've been on for about 2 hours is when it happens. Because I've noticed when I'm only on for maybe an hour, hour and a half, it doesn't do that. Abdul says you can be quiet, guys. I don't know who she's talking to, so. Oh, what I'm afraid of is a snake coming up my toilet. Not so much the scorpion. But I've never heard of a snake being in anybody's toilet around here. Because I said if the scorpions come up the drain pipes, a darn snake could possibly get in that tank and come up the toilet. But no, I've never seen one do it. Maybe the cracks are not big enough that they get through the septic for a snake to get in it. Because, you know, I've seen videos where people raise their toilet seat and there's a snake swimming around in their toilet. That would freak me out to no end. Abdel, who are you telling to be quiet? What are the guys doing that you're telling them they could be quiet? No, a little buddy and Lucky I've not seen come around a scorpion, or I've not seen scorpions around either one of them, so I guess they don't get anywhere where the scorpions are. I was down south and had a crab in the toilet. Yeah, that could hurt. That could definitely hurt if a crab got hold of you. And usually if a crab gets hold of you with that claw, he don't turn you loose either. Can you believe it's June 1st? Oh my God. Where did May go? My granddaughter's birthday is in 2 weeks, 13 days, because her birthday's the 13th. Friday the 13th. I guess turning that exhaust fan off that means that the AC unit's never going to turn off. But I said the combination of the AC unit running and that exhaust fan was way too much to do alive, so I had to turn one of them off. Well, did you get that crab out of your toilet, Chill? What did you do with your crab? Let's see what he said. Get down here to the... It's just not right that summer months go by so quickly and winter months take forever. I know. Abdel said my approach is different. I guess because I don't know. I didn't know what was going on. Well, thank you, Monty. Monty Goes Boom. I'm glad you like watching my videos. I'm busy doing videos every single day, plus whatever lives that I do. So it keeps me quite busy, you know, when I got housework, yard work, garden work, everything else. Sometimes I don't have enough time to get it all done, but oh well, I try. What have you folks been up to today? Everybody saying hi, Tamra. Hi, Tam. Hi, Monty and Adele. Everybody saying hi to everybody. And there's Ann. It's me, Ann. Hello, dear Ann. How are you feeling today? We've been talking about my little visitor that I got this morning. You've been cleaning, washing clothes, and watching your videos. Well, there you go. Tamara's just been relaxing after church. Oh no, Aunt. I'm sorry. She's in a lot of pain. Sorry about that. And there's Ken. Hey there, Ken. How are you doing today? What have you been doing all day? Wonder how Jana's doing today. She was kind of down last night. Ken's resting for work. For work tomorrow, yeah. Gotta rest up and hit work on Monday. I think Mondays are the most dreaded day of the week because everybody's got to give up their weekend and go back to work. Fridays are probably the best day of the week because that means the last day of work for that week, usually, unless you're working the weekends. And there's Mary Jensen. Hello. Ken says, what you been doing? Well, I did a short video this morning, and then I did another one. I started another one on something I'm doing in my crock pot. And now this is the in-between time. I got the crock pot on cooking. Got to wait the 3 or 4 hours before it's done so I can finish my video. So I decided I'd go live in the meantime. It's been too hot today to do anything outside. I really didn't want to do anything outside. It's Sunday, so. I do the yard work and garden work usually on a weekday. Oh, it only started, oh, I don't know. Let's see. It only started about a half hour ago. We haven't been live long. So you haven't missed much except us talking about the scorpion sting. Years ago, I got stung by a scorpion on the bottom of my foot. And it felt like somebody jammed a hot dagger up my foot right on up to my knee, through my leg. It hurt. Oh, it hurt. I was sick with the jitters for 2 weeks from that venom that was injected into my body. Don't ever want to get stung again. Oh no, Tamara. You have to get up at 4:30 a.m. for a 12-hour shift tomorrow. Hopefully they'll cancel me or put me on call. That would be nice, wouldn't it? 12-hour shifts, that's a long time. I know my sister-in-law was a nurse, and I know the hours she worked. It was always a 12-hour shift, whether it's day or night. It was 12 hours. Those are killer shifts. And I guess they do that because they just don't have enough nurses. I don't know. Well, we'll all keep our fingers for you crossed for you, Tamara, that they'll call and tell you you're going to be on call tomorrow and not have to go to work at 4:30 a.m. I start my Your shift is from 6:45 a.m. to 7:15 p.m. Wow. That makes a long day. From dark to dark. You won't even see the outside of the building until dark. It'd be nighttime going and coming. That used to be the way it was in the wintertime for me when I had to drive all the way to Fort Worth to work. On that sales job I had, it was dark nighttime when I left my house, and it was dark when I got home. I never did see daylight except for lunchtime at work. Yeah, it's a lot better in the summer. You have more daylight time, so at least when you get home, you see a little bit of daylight, you know? Usually it's just coming daylight when you go up and leave in the morning, and then it's daylight still when you get home, so it makes it a lot better. But in the winter months, the days are so short, you never see any daylight outside of work. There's Henry. I'm doing great, Henry. How are you? We were on here discussing my Scorpion visitor this morning. There you go, Ann. Yep, nurses are like angels. Well, it's not uncommon. You see scorpions out here off and on all the time. I just had not seen one in my house in a long time. But it might have been because of all this rain. He got in the septic and ended up coming up the drain pipe to the sink. He may have got flooded out. I don't know. There's Tenny. Hello. How are you doing today? I don't believe we've seen you in a while. How's things with Tenny since we saw you last? Been busy with finishing up this gardening preserve season and got a little sickness going on. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. No complaints. I do have an electrical problem with the house that needs to be fixed, but everything's working right now. I just can't find anybody that knows anything about it. The electrical company said they don't even have anything to fix it. So they're going to check and see what they can come up with, and then they're going to let me know. And I don't have any idea what that's going to cost. He just told me to save my money. So to me, that means it's going to cost a lot. Other than just a wee bit of pain, I feel okay just mentally because I have to wait to get a biopsy, and that is never fun. No, it's not never fun waiting to get something like that done. Oh me, I need to be in an easy chair with my feet up. What are you in pain from, Tenny? And what's kind of problem you got going on? And there's Angela. Hello. You like that squash casserole? Well, good. Yeah, it's kind of overcast out there right now. Looks like it might want to rain, but it's not going to today. And there's Donna Placedia. Hello, Donna. What have you been up to today? I don't know. Gladys hasn't been here. She may be sleeping, or the nurse may be with her or something. I don't know. But she's not come in to chat yet. So I just assumed she was busy. Oh, I see. You're having to have a biopsy. The other regions area. Blood work came back not so good. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, let's hope it turns out better than what you think. Hopefully it'll be okay. Ooh, that AC's blowing under this table nonstop. It's giving me the chills because it's blowing right on me. Yeah, everybody say a prayer for Tenny, that her biopsy results will come back good and she won't have any problems, maybe, hopefully. Made a huge pan of lasagna and had 2 neighbors share with me. That sounds good, Donna. Been nice if I could have been one of them neighbors. I love lasagna. I haven't made a lasagna in quite a while. Well, when you're sitting down and your blood's not moving much and that cold air blowing out of that vent below me is just coming right up at me, yeah, you sit here long enough, you'll get a chill. Yes, it is, Tamara. They always say it's a better blessing to give than to receive. If you have whatever to give, you know. I'm sure everything will work out the way it's supposed to. Just have to wait to get an appointment for biopsy. Then wait for the results. Had an ER visit yesterday and found out preliminaries. Okay. Yeah, hopefully everything will turn out better than what you're thinking. Because you always think of the worst, you know, when they say something like that. You got to have this, that, or the other done. You're kind of in suspense because you don't know what's going to take place, what's going to happen. You don't know what the results is going to be. Exactly, Tamara. Oh, wow. I don't know what that kind of squash is, but I bet it's good. I'll have to look that type of squash up and see what it is. Let's see. I don't know if this thing's got any charge on it or not. They're huge. Trombo Sino squash. Well, that's nice, Tanny, that you give your neighbors that kind of stuff to help out. They almost look like odd-shaped gourds. No, that's a mammoth onion, Tommasini mammoth onion. Here's a squash. See if I can get a better picture of it. They look almost like a yellow squash, don't they? But they got more of a... They're longer and more curled up. There's a picture of them. I don't know if you can even see it on there. They're kind of a whitish yellow looking color. I wish it would show up better. And there's Fuad Madri. Hola. You said hola and then gracias, senora, and then bye. Where are you going? You just got here. He just came in and said hi and bye. I was trying to find out how big they got. Some are almost 20 pounds. Tastes very much like zucchini when green, and when they turn orange in color, more like a butternut. Yeah. I just got a message saying that my computer was sending unusual messages. They sound something like my big zucchinis. So far, this is the biggest zucchini that I've gotten out of the garden. Isn't that a huge monster of a zucchini? I mean, that thing is, well, you can see from my elbow to my wrist, almost to my hand. It's pretty big. And it's a lot bigger around than my arm is. So it's pretty big. And there's one of my Big Daddy dill pickles, or dill cucumbers. It's called the Big Daddy dill cucumber. Yeah, that's a big squash. I've cooked one of them. It was a little smaller than that. And I've got yellow squash. I've got patty pan squash out of the garden so far. And I'm getting tons of tomatoes right now. I think I'm going to make some spaghetti sauce or something with some fresh tomatoes. Yeah, it's you, Jan. Oh, you can eat yours in the green state and then also eat them when they turn orange. Wow, that's neat. Or, yeah, but 20 pounds for a squash, that's, oh my God. You could feed two families with 20. How many? Yeah, you could feed 4 or 5 families with 20 pounds of squash. That's big. That's a lot of squash. You got picklebores that like to get them before we can. Oh, I'm sorry, Tenny. I harvested a few carrots just to see how big they were. A lot better than last year, that's for sure. They were puny. You couldn't do anything with the little tiny scrawny cucumbers, not cucumbers, but carrots that I got last year. But this year, they're not real long yet, but they are fat. And let's see what the fattest one was up here. Oh, because I haven't cooked it yet. And I pulled them kind of early just to see. I pulled this one because look how big it is, how big around it is. I thought that was a big carrot. You know, I figured it was a foot long, but when I pulled it, it was a little stumpy carrot. But hey, you can peel it and it's edible. So it's still a carrot. And of course, if I'd have left this one in the ground, it would have got bigger because it's growing straight. But I pulled a couple of them just to see the size of them. I said I'll leave the rest of them and hope that they get bigger. And I had something that started eating on the top of that carrot. I don't know what it was. But evidently it's some kind of critter that gets on top of the ground because the rest of the carrot's fine. It's just the very top of it looked like it started to eat. So it's some kind of bug that's on top of the ground that does that. Yes, it is, Donna. I love going out to the garden and be able to bring something in to cook. Like I brought 3 different types of onions in today to use in my recipe. I used a medium-sized white onion. I used a red onion and one of my small Egyptian walking onions, and I chopped them all up and put them in my recipe. Because you can put any kind of onion in there as long as it's an onion. Yeah, I got to the place where if I need an onion, I run to the garden. If I need carrot, I go to the garden. If I need basil or thyme or cilantro, I run to the garden and grab some. It seems so nice to be able to do that. If you need a tomato right now, run to the garden and grab one. Cucumber, the same way, run out there and grab one. And I've got greens I need to harvest, and my cabbages are starting to head up. I don't know if I should try to let them head up or not. I got to thinking I may let at least one or two of them head up and just see how far they go. It's thundering a little bit outside. But we're not supposed to get rain today. I mean, I've still got tons of dried basil, dried rosemary, dried thyme, all of that in jars that I saved from last year. I have not used it all yet. And I gave a bunch of it away. One thing that I've got a shortage of this year is hot peppers. My jalapenos didn't come up for some reason. Well, they haven't coming up yet. They may wait till the end of the summer and all of a sudden pop up out of the ground. And I've got to transplant my bell pepper because some of those are getting so big that I really need to get them transplanted. Because, I've got green peppers, red peppers, orange peppers, and yellow peppers, bell pepper that I planted from the different peppers that I got the seeds out of. I did a video on that. And I've got tons of peppers plants out there I need to transplant. I've got one of the first bell pepper plants that I planted, a red bell pepper. It's loaded with bell peppers, but they haven't turned red yet. They start out green and then they'll turn red, and they haven't turned. So I said, well, I'm going to leave them there and hope they'll turn red eventually. And I was surprised to see I've actually got a couple of ears of corn. I don't know if they'll mature to where you can do anything with them, but they're growing. And I ended up with 3 or 4 popcorn plants, but they haven't started producing the ears of corn yet. So we'll see. I only need 1 ear of corn of the popcorn to see if it's going to pop. But I know that was popcorn that I planted because I've seen it too much growing up. My dad used to plant popcorn every summer, and we'd save that corn in jars, and that's what we popped. That was our popcorn. Yeah, you love gardening it, you miss it so. I know, Ann, when you're not able to get out there and do stuff like that and you're used to doing it, you miss it a lot more. Because you just want to get out there and do stuff. I know exactly what you're talking about. That was notifications on my camera. I forgot to turn the notifications off of it. So every time I get a message or email or anything else, it's going to go beep, 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 beep. I just hope it's not too loud. Well, I'm glad you enjoy watching my garden, Ann. I enjoy working in it, but I'm about to get too much to have to take care of out there. I said I'm not adding anything to my garden from now on. The only thing I'll do to the garden now is maybe replace pots or totes as they break down, but I'm not going to add any extra, space. I've got enough planted and going on out there now. Because, in summertime, I have to keep it watered 1 day a week by bucket. And the other day I can water it with the garden hose. So it's getting to be a job. I can only carry like a 2-gallon bucket around because anything else is too heavy for my neck injury. So far I've been managing though, but we've been getting a lot of rain and that's helped out a lot. You saw 3 pictures of the harvest, yeah. And I've got all of it up here on my counter right now. I don't have nowhere else to put it. I've been trying to do videos on some of it and thinking of different recipes I can use it in and that type of thing. I may have to freeze some of it, but I got to keep using stuff, the older stuff, out of the freezer to make room for the new stuff. And I got so much celery out there. I'm definitely, whenever I go to my son's house, to have to take him a couple of bunches of celery. And I think I'll do like one of the ladies mentioned, that she said she chops her celery up and puts it in baggies and throws it in the freezer. And then when she needs celery in a recipe, she takes it out and uses it, like in soups or anything like that. Any dish that calls, cut up celery, she'll use that. Oh, you sent 3 pictures of what you harvest. Okay, let me see. Yeah, we may get some rain. I keep hearing that thunder out there. It's like a rolling thunder. Well, I'm going to have to plug this thing in because I think it's dead. Just that one look on it a while ago. That's what you do with celery, Ann? You freeze it? Well, it's not going to charge if it's not plugged in. Yeah, my battery died in this. I'm going to have to let it charge up a little bit, and then I can check my email. You dehydrate celery, then grind it into celery powder. Well, she said she just chops hers up, puts it in baggies, and throws it in the freezer. She said that was the easiest way for her to do it, and then she could just take it out and put it in recipes as she needs it. So I thought I might try some of that. But I will whenever I go. If I go to my son's next weekend, I'm going to cut him a couple of bunches of that celery and give it to him, because I know they can use celery. I usually put my dehydrator outside to dehydrate anything, because it fills the house with the smell, and me breathing it all the time, it bothers my allergies, so it ends up making me sick or gives me a headache. So I've started putting my dehydrator out on my patio table, and I'll leave it outside plugged in and let it dehydrate whatever I'm dehydrating. That's me. I only have so much freezer space, and my freezers are basically full. I've never tried canning celery, Tenny. Never thought about it. Huh. I might have to check on doing that. I don't know if I might trying to can some celery. I don't know. Okay, you got 3 dehydrators and you've got them out on your back porch that's screened in. That's a good place to do it, because that way it doesn't heat up the house and it doesn't fill your house with the smell. I've only got 1 dehydrator. I'm trying to check on your email. I've only got 4% charge on this. But it's loading in, so we'll see if I can get my email open along with your canners. Well, see, I've just got the regular water bath canner. I don't have one of the big pressure canners. I've never had a pressure canner. So I've never used one of those. Well, where is my email? Oh, let's see. Here it is. I dehydrated potato slices and I made some of my best au gratin potatoes. Better than boxed. Oh, I bet they're better than boxed. You have 3 electric pressure canners. One's, oh my goodness, you do some serious canning, don't you, lady? There's one of the pictures that Tenny sent of her squash. I don't know if it's going to come through very clear. That is in one of those 18-gallon totes. Looks like it's full of squash. Trying to move it around so it comes in clear, but I don't know. Keeps trying to focus differently on me. Oh, but that's a bunch of squash right there. Looks like snakes. Let's see what the next one is. Oh my goodness. Look at these carrots that she's pulled. I can't get it to focus correctly. Look at all those carrots, y'all. And there's Edith. That's in a wheelbarrow. Oh my God, that's a ton of carrots. And you got purple hull peas. Trying to enlarge the picture, but she's got a, what happened to my picture? By the time I put it up there, the picture went black. Purple hull peas. She's got a basket full. Big old basket full of purple hull peas. I don't have that many planted, so I'm good if I get enough to cook one time just for myself. I may end up with 2 servings of peas or beans because I plant a variety of things just to see what will grow here and what won't. And to be able to show people, you know, whether you can grow it or not. Missed you too, Edith. I've got one butternut squash out there that's about that long. I don't know if it'll survive and make it turn into an edible squash or not, but we'll see. You like carrots in your Chinese fried rice? Yeah, a lot of times I'll put shredded carrots in mine. Put that down and let it be charging up. It's only at 8% right now. I'll have to plug in my other one when I start doing the rest of my video tonight, or in about an hour or so. Oh, a carrot cake sounds real good. You know, that's an idea. I might make a carrot cake in one of my videos to cook some of my carrots. That's a thought. Plus, you know, I can cook them in stews and that type of thing. Soups. Tanny said her better half planted 12 sorghum plants to see how they would do. I've never planted sorghum. I don't even know what really that is. You could make lots of carrot cakes with all those carrots. That's a lot of carrots. Yeah, I love raisins in my carrot cake too. And it's real good with cream cheese icing on it. Great idea. Help motivate me. They're made from grapes. Dehydrated grapes, Edith. And prunes are made from dried plums. But from some of your harvest, you do a lot of canning and stuff like that in the summer. A lot of canning, freezing stuff. Sorghum is a lot of work just for 12 plants, so this was just experiment. If I were to cook down the juice from 12 plants, I might get a half a pint of syrup. Oh, wow. That is a lot. 12 plants and you only end up with half a pint of syrup. Yeah, you missed the disco party last night, Edith. We had all the strobe lights and the disco lights flashing in my live last night. I ended up having to end the live and start it up again. We were having a disco party. That's what I've heard, Edith, that carrots help your eyesight. I don't know if it's true or not. Have no idea. What are you apologizing for, Edith? I was talking about our strobe light spectacular in the live last night. And, oh, you probably apologize for not being there. That's okay. But if you'll rewatch or replay the live from last night, the first part of it, the very end of that live, you'll see our disco lights flashing non-stop. They wouldn't stop. And then when I ended the live and started another one, we didn't see them anymore. It's crazy. Got, what, 39 people watching. That's not bad for Sunday afternoon when I wasn't even planning to go live or wasn't scheduled. Right, Edith. It was that ghost again. And Anthony was in here last night, so he finally got to see the strobe light spectacular in the live. And I told him he brought his ghost into my live and left him here. He said, if I see a ghost in your live, I'm never coming back. I said, I didn't see a ghost, but I said, we sure got a light spectacular going on that I didn't have anything to do with, and I couldn't stop it, except for end the live and start it again. Pantry Picks, 2 cents. Okay, let me check that out. Boy, oh, it's raining out there. I see it dropping off of the patio top. I see drips falling. So it's raining, y'all. I'm not going to have to water tomorrow. Let me see how much it's raining out there. It's not real heavy, but it's raining enough that the ground is wet. That's why I kept hearing thunder, and I didn't think it was going to rain, but it is. And tomorrow's my watering day, so I won't have to water tomorrow. I can just fill up my containers and make sure they're all full for the next time. Okay, let me see these pantry picks that she just sent. Oh, wow. I was trying to enlarge the picture. Whoa. This thing is so slow. Well, when I tried to enlarge it and turn it, it didn't do anything. I'll try to download them and see if I can show them any better. Oh, wow. Wouldn't I love to have a pantry like that? Look at that, y'all. Look at her pantry, all of her canned food and stuff in there. That's the size of my bedroom in here. See the other one. Oh my God, look at that pantry, y'all. Looks like a grocery store in her house. And it looks like the shelves are pretty much full too. Linda, what is the black piece of furniture behind you? Is that an old-timey pie safe behind me? No, that's my entertainment center that my TV is in. The end of it is black, but then the part of it is a really light color oak wood. But in the inside where the TV is, it's black. But it's an entertainment center, because that's my living room behind me. I've got a bar that's between the kitchen and the living room, and that's the living room over there with my entertainment center right there. Eda said, that's a lovely pantry. I hope it has lots of prunes and jello. Yeah, that's huge. That is huge. I would love to have a room like that. I'd have to empty out my big bedroom in here to get that much room. And then I still wouldn't have as much room as she's got. Hi, Deborah. I got my cough drop stuck up in the roof of my mouth. Now. Yeah, I'd love to have an organized pantry like that. Oh my goodness. If she needs to go to the store to buy canned goods, you just open her pantry and walk in. The fur babies are doing great. They don't know what to think because I've been inside so much. I haven't been outside walking around the garden and all that so they could tag along. So they don't know what to think of all that because usually I'm outside, but the weather has been so that I've been doing mostly everything inside. But yeah, they're fine. They're doing good. But I can't tell you the reaction when I pull that carrot out of the ground. I saw the top, how big it was. I thought to myself, that is a huge, big carrot. Pulled it out, and oh my God, it was Stump City. But it's still edible, you know, still edible. I'm real, Donna. I mean, what you see is what you get. I don't pretend anything. Most of the time you see me with not a bit of makeup or anything on because I'm allergic to all of it. Or either I'm working in the garden to where I'm just sweating everything off and I couldn't wear it anyway because it would wash off with sweat. So there's no pretenses here. What you see is what you get. I'm it. That's all. Nothing hidden. I know. The carrot is cute. I just looked at it and I said, well, what in the world stunted your growth? You know? It's kind of like the little truck that tried. It tried to get big. It just stopped. It tried its best to grow. you have taught me so much. Carrot is so darn cute. Yeah, it's cute and it's edible. All I gotta do is peel it and chop it up, and it'll eat just as good as any big ones. But I need to leave probably the rest of them out there and let them grow a little bit more. And this rain that we've been getting has helped tremendously. I'm so glad it's raining right now because I don't have to water anything tomorrow. All I'll have to do is fill up a couple of my 32-gallon containers with water, or either empty the black buckets in them to fill them up, and then I'll be set for next week. Yeah, that carrot will eat just as good and taste just as good as the big ones or any of the rest of them. You're not going to know once it's chopped up and cooked. It'll taste just like the big ones, may even taste better, who knows. And I did pick another strawberry, but I ate it already. So I've got 2 strawberries out of my garden so far. And I didn't think I was going to get any strawberries this year because I figured the plants would need time to grow and get established before they would put out any strawberries at all. But they've put out 3 pretty ripe ripe strawberries. Only the birds got to the first one. I didn't let the birds get to this one. Of course, I put those little CDs up there flashing, and I think that's helped keep the birds away. I got a couple of more real tiny green ones on some of the plants, but they're not big enough to pick. Cute baby carrot. It's a fatty. But remember all these little babies that are little chubby babies? They look like they have rubber bands around their ankles and their wrists because they're so chubby. It looks like they got bands around their wrists and their ankles. That's the way my carrot is. It's just a little chubby baby. She said we keep her company. Edith does. Well, we're glad to keep you company. All of you keep me company too. Tenny said she wants a pie safe. Wishful thinking, LOL. I always want an old Hoosier cabinet. I don't know what my grandmother had in her kitchen. My grandmother that was from North Carolina, because, I told you in a lot of videos and lives that I've had that I can remember back when she was still cooking on a wood stove. And I guess that's what you call a pie safe, because it was a tall cabinet in her kitchen. The bottom had like doors on it. The top had doors, and then it was kind of open in the center with a shelf that you could put stuff on. And like when she fried biscuits or chicken and had any left over from like lunch that day, she'd put it up in that safe, that I guess pie safe, I don't know. But she'd put it up in there, and it would stay at room temperature, and if you got hungry in the afternoon, you could just go there and grab you a piece of chicken or a biscuit and eat it, It's probably something similar. I don't know. I think it was called a pie safe. I don't know. Don't remember. You were talking about fried cucumber sauce. You've tried it, Tamara? I said I've got to try some fried cucumbers because I know they fried pickles in the fair. And I said, well, why can't you slice off cucumbers, batter them, and fry them just like you do squash? And I'm going to try it one of these days. I should have tried it yesterday, but I didn't because I had that batter going. I could have just as easily chopped up a little cucumber and fried it and just to see what would happen. I made me a fried plate supper last night. Fried zucchini, fried tomatoes, and No, it was fried patty pan squash slices and a zucchini patty with cheese in it. I've got some left, about half of it left, because there's no way I could eat all that. I'll eat them, though, sometime this week. I get hungry, I'll just get in there and pop me a couple of them in the microwave and heat them up and gobble them down. Now, I've tried dehydrating cucumber slices and made what they call cucumber chips. And I season them with that, oh, what do they call it? All bagel seasoning. I sprinkle that on my cucumber chips and put them in the dehydrator. And they're good. The only part about it, I can't do them fast enough because I end up eating them as fast as it dehydrates them. Because they're so good. And I've done squash that way too. I've dehydrated squash and made squash chips. I haven't tried the tomatoes because they're so wet. I figured it'd take forever for the tomato to dehydrate. And I've made cantaloupe candy. I did that in a video. That was so good. Oh, it was so good, y'all. That cantaloupe candy. I did it in the dehydrator. That was some good stuff, especially with a nice tasting fresh cantaloupe from the garden. Really sweet cantaloupe. I didn't know if anybody'd even catch on that I'd mentioned fried cucumbers. I never did try watermelon candy, but I made watermelon rind jam. That is so good. Oh my goodness. I might have one or maybe two little jars of that watermelon rind jam left, but I love it on toast in the morning with a cup of coffee. Make you a piece of toast, put butter on it, and then put you some of that watermelon rind jam on it. That is good. That pepper jelly and jam is good on your toast too, because it's not really hot, even though it's made with jalapenos. Yeah, my grandmother's the door of the ones at the top had holes, little pinholes like in the door of it. Yeah, it allows for airflow. So that was what it was. It was a pie safe. I thought that's what it was called. I've never made the watermelon rind pickles. I was going to try it this year, but my pumpkin took off, and my poor little vines are only a foot long from a watermelon, so I don't think my watermelon's going to get a chance to do everything. I'll have to buy me a watermelon to do watermelon rind pickles. But I may do that. I may get a small watermelon and make some rind pickles with it, because I've never made them before. I've been thinking about that the other day. I sure would like to have me a good watermelon, but they had these gigantic watermelons in the store, and I didn't want one that big. I said, I have no room in my refrigerator to put it. My refrigerator's full. So I'm either going to have to find a smaller one that I can, like one of those little tiny ones that big around, or wait till I get more room in my refrigerator to even put it. I've seen them in jars where my friends back home have made them, and they said they were so good, but I've never made them. Did they taste like a sweet pickle? That's probably what they taste like, isn't it? Like kind of like a sweet cucumber pickle, only it has the watermelon taste. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try those because I'm interested to see what they taste like, because I've never eaten one. how long we've been on. I'm timing my crock pot basically by how long I'm on my live because it's supposed to be 3 to 4 hours. It's been going for 3 hours already, so 7 o'clock it's going to be 4. I'll be off of the live before 7 o'clock though, because we've already been on here 1 hour and 46 minutes. And that is my dinner because I basically haven't eaten today. I drank 2 cups of coffee and I ate a piece of my zucchini bread with that orange rind, not orange, lemon zest icing on it. It's so good, but that's all I've eaten today. Oh, it's raining pretty good out there. Oh, yay! I'm definitely not going to have to water tomorrow because it's coming down pretty good right now. It's enough that it's wet and everything in my garden. I don't have to worry about watering it. MT said, I thought I smelled something cooking. My dinner's cooking and the rest of my video is up there cooking in a crock pot, but I'm not telling you what it is. You'll have to see that in the morning when I post the video. Yeah, wouldn't it be something if YouTube had smell-o-vision? Wouldn't that be awesome, smell-o-vision? That's what your watermelon rind pickles remind you of, a sweet pickle. But it probably tastes like the watermelon. Yeah, I've got to try it because like I said, I've seen people that have done it. They showed me the pickles in the jar from the watermelon rind, but I've never tasted one. My cousin made mistake of taking the green part of the rind off. Not good. Yes, watermelon pickles are sweet. Oh, so you're supposed to... Yeah, I always figured you took the green part of the peeling off. You definitely don't want to eat the watermelon rind skin that's on the outside, the green part. That would be awfully tough. Because I peeled my watermelon rind when I made the jam. I just used the fleshy part, not the peeling on the outside. And it makes such good jam. Oh my gosh. And that jalapeno pepper jam and jelly is so good. And you think it would be really hot, but it's not. I couldn't believe it. I said, well, did I do something wrong? I made this with jalapenos and it's not hot. But I guess when you cook it the way you do, the amount of jalapenos you put it in there, it just doesn't get hot. It has a slight warm, almost tint to it, if you can call it that. But it's not hot at all. Reminds you of bread and butter pickles. Yeah, I love bread and butter pickles. Yeah, I've got to make me some. I'm going to try that summer. Hi, Melissa. How is Melissa doing? Mixed Up says, hi, what's your advice on having bad days and depression? Come into my lives and get cheered up. That's what everybody else says. I know when I get down in the dumps, I just go live and everybody cheers me up. I start laughing and I'm not depressed and all that anymore. Crunchy pickles in a bad way. I'm doing good, Melissa. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Chicago West said, your best advice for younger people. Well, I was asked that last night, and I don't remember who asked me. But it was somebody that was like 17 years old, I think. What was her name in the chat? I don't remember. But what I told her, the best advice I could give you, is go by that old saying of slow down and smell the roses, or stop and smell the roses. And the meaning to that phrase is, don't go through life so fast. Don't hurry up with your life and get it over with. Slow down, enjoy life, enjoy your family. Don't get so far in debt that you got to work 7 days a week nonstop. You know, you can live comfortably in a nice home, have a decent car, but you don't have to overextend yourself to the point that you're working all the time and you're not spending time with your family and you're stressed out all the time. Stress will kill you. That is a fact. I mean, look what stress done to me. You can look at me and tell I've been stressed. Hey, there's Mixed Up. Well, hello, Mixed Up. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do is just stop and enjoy life, enjoy your family. Don't get caught up in the hustle and bustle of all this gotta be better than the neighbors, you know, that type of thing. Or don't move into a neighborhood that's so far above you that you're working 24/7 and you're stressed out all the time and you never see your family. That is the worst thing you could do. Thank you, Melissa. I mean, you get it all wrapped up the way some people do. They don't know what their kids are doing during the day because they're at work. They don't know what their kids do on the weekends because they're busy with their lives somewhere else. And they're out there trying to pay bills. That's stupid to me. Live moderately. Live in the means that you can afford. And enjoy your life. Spend time with your kids. Spend time with your family. They're not going to be there forever. Just like my family. Most of my family has died and they're gone for years now. My parents have been gone for many years. I have my 5 brothers still, but 2 of their wives have passed away in the last several years. So you never know. Even one of them's daughter passed away and she was barely 20. Just out of nursing school. So you never know when your time's coming. You got to enjoy your life, enjoy your family while you got it. And there's Joshua, just got back from Sam's Club. I hope you bought something good. Yeah, people today are in too big a hurry. They're in there trying to stay up with everybody else, get a better car than someone else, get a bigger house than someone else. And then they're working nonstop. They're stressed out all the time. They put themselves in an early grave. They never see their family. That is just craziness to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you got the money, enjoy that big home. If you got the money, enjoy that fancy car. But with all that, make sure you've got time for your family and time to enjoy your life. You went food shopping. Did you get something good? I don't know if the weather had anything to do with it, but my camera just cut off and flipped right back on. Or it disconnected and reconnected in a flashlight. Yeah, I used to have a Sam's membership. Tamara said, Joshua, did you get me a roasted ear chicken? Yes, there is, MT. There is a lot to say about the simple way of living. There's a lot to be said about being debt-free. I just want a tiny home just big enough for me to clean and no issues with an outdoor canning room. That would be perfect. There you go. With an outdoor canning room and a pantry that you can store the stuff in. Well, I say I'm already in a tiny home where I live here because, you know, the rooms are real tiny, a lot, probably about like a tiny house. It's just that I do have 3 bedrooms. I mean, they're real tiny rooms, but they're 3 bedrooms. And I've got a bath and a half. But I call it my tiny house. Compared to my son's home and my daughter's especially, I live in a tiny home. Yeah, exactly, MT. Some cars take you to work and some cars keep you at work to pay for them. 8B, Georgia. I'm in 8B, Texas. And people that live down below me on the lower ground, their ground stays more moist than it does up here on this rock hill. So they don't have to water as much as I do, and their ground doesn't dry out as bad as mine does. Up here on this rock hill, it holds no moisture in the ground, and it gets so hot and dry in the summer, you got to plant in pots and totes and buckets to keep water contained inside for your plants to survive. The same can be said about your home too, MT. Some of those homes will keep you at work. You won't get to enjoy your house because you'll be at work all the time. Arkansas does not have Costco's, just Sam's Club. I've never been to Costco's, but we have them in Fort Worth. We're not here, but they do have them in Fort Worth. And we have a Sam's Club in Fort Worth. And of course, I've got the Super Center for Walmart here in this town. I stopped having a membership at Sam's Club because I didn't have enough room to store that much stuff in bulk. So I didn't want to buy in bulk the way they sell everything. So I just stopped going. I said I'll just go in the regular Walmart store or Super Center, buy what I need there, or hit sales in the other stores like I did in Brookshire's. And I can stock my pantry and my freezers that way. There you go, Tamara. Your car doesn't have to have a pedigree. Just get you where you need to go. Now, if my car had been out from under the carport, it would have got a rinsing off now. And it would be dust-free tomorrow, but oh well. I put a carport up to keep the hail from destroying my car. I said if it falls now and it damages the car, it's got to be strong enough that it's going to destroy the carport first. And so far, that hasn't happened. Yeah, you can still have a decent place, nice place without the expense. And you know, me living by myself, I don't need a huge, great big house anyway. I wouldn't want a big house to have to clean. I'd get lost in a great big house. Only thing difference is I'd have room for family to stay when they wanted to come. And I think that's one reason a lot of my family didn't come any more than they did out here from North Carolina, is because I just didn't have room for them. My mom would come about once a year, once every 2 years, and spend a week or two with me. And my brother and his wife, his 2 girls, and my mom came out here one week. They drove out here. And it was like camping because we had people sleeping everywhere, but it was fun. Sometimes I wish I had a 25-year-old pickup MT, just so I didn't have to use my car as a pickup. Because sometimes I go get poles, cement, cinder blocks, that kind of thing, and I load them in the trunk of my car. Because I refuse to pay $80 to have 20 cinder blocks delivered. I mean, look how many cinder blocks I could buy with that $60 or $80 delivery charge. There's Leo. Hello, Leo. We've been on for 2 hours, it looks like, and I'm waiting for my camera to start going into disco mode. It's going to start flashing any moment. So if I disappear, you'll know why. Yeah, welcome back, Leo. Got 39 still on here. Well, it's about time to check my crock pot, y'all. And eat my dinner. And finish my video. Well, I'm getting ready to close out my live anyway, and we've been on here for 2 hours. I mean, I could stay on here later, but I do have my crock pot to check. I've got that video to finish. And then I'm going to eat dinner. That's okay, Anthony. We were just getting off of here anyway because we've been on for 2 hours. I'm going to close out before my camera goes into disco mode like it did last night. Okay, Leo. Well, y'all, like I said, I got to go. I got to check my crock pot. I got to finish my video. I got to eat my dinner. So thank you so much, each and every one of you, for coming into my live, taking time to spend the 2 hours with me chatting and just having a good time. Y'all sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Have a great day tomorrow. And I'll see you on the next one. And you know that could be any time that I might just pop up. So, good night, everybody. Love y'all.